I'm looking at GBP pairs right now. They're getting a little bit wild. I'm in GBP Canadian dollar here at the moment. I risked $100,000 on this trade. We're about, 15, 20% to the stop loss. We've got GBP CAD setting up. We've got GBP NZD setting up. We've got GBP JPY setting up. As insane as it may sound, I've shared all these here in my free Telegram channel this morning. Put a link in the description. It's just a free place where I share my trades and analysis and everything live. But it may sound kind of crazy, but I'm actually going to be going in all of these right now. And I'm going to show you exactly how I'm going to be doing the risk structure to optimize for risk. So here's the reason that I'm going to be getting net short on 3 different GBP pairs right now, something that exposes me to the Great Britain pound quite greatly at full risk. So a full risk for me is about $100,000 risk per trade. Okay, I've taken a $350,000 account and I've grown it to 800,000 or something like that over the course of the past 7.5 to 8 months. Where's the full P&L trading history? It's got to be in here somewhere. I shared in the Telegram channel. So this was the most recent update. $350,000, and at one point I'd grown it to about $900,000. Then I had a few losses. I'm back to around 800 right now. But this is over the course of the past 7.5 months. And all these trades have been documented in here in my free Telegram channel live. So I have big days, I have big winning days. And then I also have days where, I lose. So like today I'm down 16,000. Last week I lost $90,000 in a single trade. So we're just going to have to see which way this goes. This was my losing trade on GBP CAD. So now I've re-entered in the desperate hope that she might actually fall from here. So the reason that I'm looking to get net short on all these pairs is very, very simple. As you guys know, all I do is I just draw major support resistance zones on the daily and the weekly time frames. I buy at support, I sell at resistance. That's literally all I do. Okay, if you don't believe me, go follow my Telegram channel and my free trades and analysis for a couple months. You'll see. That's literally all I do. There's no pyrotechnics, no mental gymnastics, no Wagyu beef, institutional, smart money, order block, liquidity, institutional bank manipulation, fair value, Kobe stake, bullish candlestick, trading gap, entry strategy. I don't do any of that shit. I buy at support, I sell at resistance. Very, very straightforward. So GBP Canadian dollars at a resistance zone. So I've sold. I put my stop above this zone and target below. I share my exact trades in my Discord server right here. You can see this is my exact trade right here. The exact meaning is just all the specifics, and it's shared live in real time with the entry, the stop loss, and the profit target. So all the analysis goes here in the Telegram channel for free, so you can plan out the trades for free right there. But if you want my exact trades in the moment I enter them, all the management updates and everything, it's here in this Discord server. I post a link occasionally in the free Telegram channel for you to join this if you want. So GBP CAD is at a resistance zone. GBP NZD is here at a resistance zone as well, and we're starting to kind of turn down for a second here, right? It's just a 1 hour chart, so we'll have to see how the next few candles close, but they're at zones where price is either going to bounce or it's going to break through. And what I'm saying is, you can't really predict where price is going to go, but you can set things up in such a way where when you happen to be right, you make a little more as compared to the amount of money you lose when you happen to be wrong. Okay, this is called having a good risk structure. That just means like planning the risk for each trade in a way that enables you to make a little bit more versus what you lose when you're wrong. So for me personally, I only win about half the trades. Like my win rate's like 40 to 60%, depending on the week, depending on the month. Sometimes I lose 3, 4, 5 trades in a row. Sometimes I win 3, 4, 5 trades in a row. But the object behind why I'm profitable is because when I get into a winning trade, right, I just buy and sell at support resistance zones in the higher time frames with 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. When the trade starts to win, I just hold it basically, right? I try to get the 1-to-1 risk reward profit target met. If it starts going against me, or it starts going sideways, or it starts trying to go on a profit but keeps coming back, I generally just get out of those trades early. So my average, let's say, losing trade is roughly about half the loss as compared to what my average winning trade is. And you can check this for yourself through my P&L trading history the past 7.5, 8 months in my free Telegram channel. I've shared every single trade in there. I've documented it all, and you can see everything in the trading history. And so what that means is that if I'm having winning trades of like $50,000 to $100,000, my average losing trades might be like $25,000 to maybe $40,000 or $50,000, just depending on how much I risk per trade. And this enables me to make money long term, even though I only win like half the trades. When I have a losing trade, I try to get out early. The losses are break even, small profit, small loss, maybe halfway to the stop loss. But when I win, most of those winning trades go like all the way to the profit target, or at least very close to it. So we're in a kind of a setup here, for example, on GBP JPY, where if we short here, right, if we get into a sell here at this resistance zone around this current price, and we put a stop, just above this zone, it doesn't have to be directly above it, but it doesn't need to be like so far either, right? Like 300 pips away. In this case, just above the zone, this is about maybe 100 pips or so. The profit target just goes at 1-to-1 risk reward ratio, and I'm going to be risking probably $50,000 on this. Let's look at the worst case scenario, if we're wrong, right? So the worst case scenario is it just goes straight up in one candle to the stop loss. Okay, now what's the likelihood of that? What's the likelihood of one candle spiking up like that and hitting the stop loss? Well, it could happen, but it's a little bit unlikely, right? And what I mean by that, let's put it this way. It's relatively unlikely compared to this case, which is the case that if price is going to go into loss, it might just start to slowly kind of trickle up, break the zone, come back and test, start to make some higher highs, higher lows. And you know what? We could probably just get out right there. So halfway to the stop, or, a third of the way to the stop, or 2/3 of the way to the stop. And then a worst case scenario, it goes and hits the stop. Cool. Best case scenario is that it just starts dropping into profit. And if it starts dropping into profit, we don't do anything. We just hold it. So it drops into profit, tries to bounce here at the support resistance, goes sideways, then it breaks below, then it goes to the profit target. That would be really, really cool, right? So this is the idea, is that we get into a trade, 1-to-1 risk reward ratio, just buying and selling at major support resistance zones, like basically, where we position ourselves where we have a little bit more to make potentially than we have to lose potentially. Same thing here on GBP NZD, which is already turning to the downside. On the 1 hour chart, look, we got a little baby candle here starting to go down. That's what I mean. So here's what I'm going to be doing. So right here on this video, I'm going to be entering these live trades into my actual terminal right now, and you guys are going to be able to see it live exactly how I do it. So first things first, we're already in GBP CAD. I think that's fine for now. I'm going to pull up GBP NZD here on my MT5 trading terminal. So GBP NZD. Now I'm going to get into this trade. I'm going to risk $50,000 on this. So right now, I'm here in my terminal. I've got the stop loss and take profit that I'm setting up. I'm putting a stop just above the zone, target down below. Okay, cool. So I've got this here. I'm going to put $50,000 of risk on it. Okay, and then $50,000 potential profit target. And it's all set. So now I'm going to screenshot these right here. And okay, so I'm screenshotting it now, and then I'm going to screenshot the terminal. And then I'm going to go post it here in Discord, so you'll be able to see right here where I'm posting it. This is exactly how I call my trades live. For this, if any of you are considering joining the Discord server, I've got hundreds of members in here right now following my live trades. So I've got that, and then I've got the... So I post the 2 screenshots, and then I'll put something like this. Like, I am short on GBP NZD with 50K risk. It's that simple, right? So now you know, okay, I'm short and so I'm going to sell on GBP NZD, and there's $50,000 risk. And then I actually show everything in the screenshots here. That way you don't have to, it's time stamped. It shows the chart, the weekly chart here. It shows my entry. It shows where I entered right here, the numerical digit. It shows the numerical location of stop loss, take profit, and it even shows the actual risk. You can see $50,000 risk for $50,000 potential profit. And then I also put the P&L terminal. That way you can see the margin, free margin, equity, balance, everything at the time of the trade. Timestamp, 10:39 a.m. here in Texas. So 10:40 a.m. here on my phone. I do it this way because it's more transparent, right? It's easy to just like post trading view screenshots and say, yeah, guys, I'm short. And then like post a screenshot after it happened. Like, oh yeah, guys, I ended up getting out, as it started to break. So small loss, but they don't actually show their P&L terminal like I do. I try to show every single thing. That way it's transparent, because it's more useful for you guys too to be able to see it live, like to actually see the decisions live. And, when I'm right, people clap and cheer. And when I'm wrong, people crucify me. They're like, Nick, you should have known that GBP CAD was going to go up. I literally have like people like send my company support emails, and like they're not even clients. And they're like, you see this trade, Nick, if you would have looked at the moving average, then you would have known it was going up. And I'm like, motherfucker, you don't ever know which way price is going to go. It goes up and it goes down. You can just as easily be wrong. The whole goal is not to be right every time, because you can't, right? The whole goal is just to make a little bit more when you're right versus what you lose when you're wrong. So the next setup I'm going to enter right now is GBP JPY. So I'm going to go back into my trading terminal. I'm going to click GBP JPY right here. Now I'm here on the weekly, so I'm going to go ahead and hit trade. I'm going to hit the stop loss and take profit here on my phone. I know you can't see me doing this, so you're getting a little bit of it's kind of a little voyeur situation right here with me entering trades in the background while you watch. So I'm going to put a stop loss just above the zone. And it's not going to look like this right here. It's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to put my stop loss here, target here. Okay, and then we're going to risk 50,000 on this, which GBP pairs move a lot, so this is pretty easy. All right, so 46, let's see, $50,000 for a $50,000 profit. Okay, so I've got it here, and I'm going to take a screenshot of the terminal as well as a screenshot of the chart, and now I'm going to post it here in Discord. So now I've posted, there's the screenshot of GBP JPY, the entry, and I'm also going to post this one below it. But that's the entry right there. So the entry right there. So look how simple it is, right? It's a sell here at the resistance, that previous high. Price has gone a little bit past it, which is actually good for entries, but it makes it less likely that we're going to bounce here. However, the risk structure is so nice, right? If it goes up a little bit, we can get out 20, 30K loss. If it goes down at a profit, the profit target's going to be pretty easy to hit. We basically just have to fill this little last current daily candle for the past, since yesterday. So that's barely any movement, right? This movement happened in one day. If we just have a little tick to the downside, that'll be good. And if it goes against us, then we'll lose a little bit. And that's life. That's trading. Nothing's perfect. So let me put right here, I am short on, oh shit, my typos. Okay. I am short on GBP JPY with 50K risk. And I'll put, I remain holding GBP CAD as well, and small drawdown. So while this may seem risky and it may seem daredevilly and all sorts of stuff, just remember, the net risk I have right now is $200,000 on these GBP pairs, right? And there's some weeks where I've made that, and a week on one trading opportunity that happens to go into a lot of profit. There was one I made this 2 months ago. Can't even remember which opportunity it was, but it's posted live in the Discord and the Telegram. It's all there, time stamped in the history. If there was one trade I made $180,000 on, and so it's when I get into a good trade, those will run and run and run. If all three of these trades instantly go all to the stop loss and I don't even manage them at all, I don't even get out, I lose 200 grand. The more realistic thing is if they don't go out, or if they don't work out and they start going against me, I close them all about halfway to the stop each, and I lose about 100 grand, which is half of what the $200,000 total basket risk on all three of these trades is. So it's very important to kind of think that through before you enter, just so that way you're aware of what the risks are, and then you've already kind of mentally accepted it. Otherwise, you're going to feel very sad inside if you didn't really, you're like, yeah, technically I'm risking 200K, but that's not going to happen. And then you just tell yourself, no, it's not going to happen. Then it actually does happen. Then you feel like shit. I remind myself, every single trade I enter, this could be the next one that goes bad. And I'm going to have to manage it. And I'm going to have to get out early. I'm going to have to control risk. I'm going to have to structure everything in a way that reflects my risk tolerance that I'm comfortable with. And I remind myself that because as a trader, right, you're rewarded not for, how good you are when you win, but you're rewarded by how managed your losses are. Let's just say it that way. You're rewarded by basically your willingness and capability to assume risk. So you have to set up your risk tolerance in such a way that reflects whatever you're personally okay with. And then you have to actually manifest that in the presentation of your actions when you're making trading decisions and deciding what to do. Do I hold this trade that's in a 50% drawdown on my trading account and then add to it hoping it's going to come back? No, it's a dumbass thing to do. But if you're structuring your risk, you're risking 5, 10, 15% per trade. It's a little bit different, right? You can structure those where you're still getting a good ROI percentage return, but you're also capping your downside to a degree, right? Because most of the trades are not going to go to stop loss if you're trading similar to how I'm trading, which it really can't get. I don't know how to make it any simpler than this. Buying and selling at support resistance zones with stops above and targets below at 1-to-1 risk reward ratio, closing losses a little early, holding winners a little bit further. It teaches you the skill of trading, which is that manual, discretionary, subjective, intuitive decision making. The applied experience you get is what's going to generate that over time. So it's you get 6 to 12 months of doing this. You start to kind of see the same things over and over again. It's basically just closing losses a little early and holding winners to the profit target. And the way I teach people to get it all set up with the 1-to-1 risk reward ratio, it just makes it so much easier. It's so much easier as compared to doing all this other wild shit I see people doing, scalping the 10-second time frame with 1-to-69 risk reward ratios. It's not my vibe. It's not my cup of tea, mate, I must say. So we've got, I'll just cover the next pairs real quick. GBP AUD. This is potentially a good area to sell. However, we're literally in 3 GBP pairs right now. split up the risk, but still we're in 3 pairs. So I'm just going to probably pass on GBP AUD. AUD USD, I was waiting for buys at the zone. She almost came there for the last weekly candle, but now, she didn't, and she popped up, and then the next weekly candle's going up. So nothing there. USD CHF, I don't see anything here. I will be just not doing anything. CHF JPY, nothing. Euro GBP broke below the support. Thought she might come back and retest last week, but she didn't. She just closed below. We could still get that happen, so I'm going to wait. AUD Canadian dollar, if we can pop up here into this resistance zone, I'll be looking to short right here. If we go back a little bit further here in the weekly, you can see that's where the most extreme high was. That's where I've got my alert. Basically just under 1.0 on AUD CAD. So we'll see if she gets there. Then I can sell. GBP USD, nothing. Nothing happened at all. Nothing happening right now. Euro AUD, nothing. USD Canadian dollar. We could come back and test here's support, right? It broke the resistance. Now it might come back, turn into a break and retest and bounce right there. I don't know. I don't feel good about this one though. So I'm not really looking for anything. I don't know why. I don't feel good about it. And call it intuition or discretion as a result of all my trading experience. AUD JPY looks pretty decent. If we can come up here, we can have a little bit of a sell-off. So we can get in shorts, stop above, target below. USD JPY, I don't see anything for the moment. I know it's at a resistance zone right here, but this just looks so bullish to me. I'm just leaving it alone. NZD USD, nothing. Euro JPY, nothing. NZD JPY, nothing. Euro USD, nothing. CAD JPY, nothing. Euro Canadian dollar, nothing. And we already covered GBP CAD. Good setup, but I'm not going to be taking it. If you're not in any GBP pairs right now and you think, this might be a good place to get short, fair enough. Go for it. Go at it. That could be perfectly fine. For now, I remain sitting in these 3 trades, GBP CAD, GBP NZD, and GBP JPY. They are not looking good right this second, but we must allow our patience to hold us back, and we cannot allow greed and impulsive decision-making to get the better of us. So I will be sitting here chilling, waiting to see what happens, and if we start getting like a daily candle paint with super bullish or get a couple like H1 candles just like popping up and just refusing to drop, like GBP JPY breaks above this zone, holds there for a couple hours and doesn't fall back, I'm just going to cut these at small losses. But for now, it's all I have. It's all I got for you guys. Yeah, so check out my free Telegram channel if you're not already in there. Link in the pinned comment and the description. And if you did make it here to the end of the video, let me know in the comments. Just let me know. And then maybe hit the like button if you want, if you thought the video was useful, because it's a good way to see whether or not these videos are actually helping people that I spend all this time putting out. So I'm going to go hang out the rest of the day. I'm going to go chill. It's a beautiful day here in Texas. It's kind of hot right now, but, that's what we got Colorado for. Probably go back to Colorado here in a few weeks because of how hot it is here. See you guys in the next video. Cheers, my friends. Bye.